You okay, Steam? Fraps? Whatever the hell caused the game to crash?
Make your time.
I forgot that it does that occasionally.
I can jump you to later floor. Keep
Oh,
it
and it.
so-
Oh, game, what the hell? It's saved too? No. The game frickin' crashed as I was playing and it counted. I had 9 speedy things, now I only have 8. Now I only have 7. That better not happen continually, because god damn it. I don't even know what causes it either. This is one of the many problems with this game. You'll just be going around exploring and all of a sudden, boop, game crashes. It's like, oh. Oh, I see. Thanks, game.
A pickup, pick me up. Nice.
What was I even saying? Right. I think this game and the show's been doing lately have just made me bitter. I heard Finn's voice at the start and I was just like, oh, I don't enjoy you anymore, what the hell? There's no feeling anymore. Not as into the show as I used to be.
What should I get with this?
This area has the better tracks in the game. And right after this is the lab, I think,
Pick up, pick me up.
which goes on for far too long. And then the gum hive, and then we're out. Then I gotta do a bit of the Nightosphere. I don't have to, but I want to show it off. Just how lazy it is. There isn't even anything new in the Nightosphere. It's just palette swapped enemies. And tons of them, and traps, just all stuffed in tiny rooms. And sometimes huge rooms. I don't know which is worse, because at least in the tiny rooms you have, you know, corners to run behind and dodge stuff. In the huge rooms, it's just kinda everything, everywhere. You're screwed. Also, that sound is the door opening. Are buttons new? I don't remember how many buttons there have been throughout playthroughs so far, because I haven't gone back and looked at the other videos. So, had enough of this game as it is. But yeah, buttons and traps, and bad tiles, and just all the bull crap starts becoming really prominent from here on out. 460 onward especially. And it hits you anyway. These birds are the worst.
Nice. What should I get with this? Ooh, be something good.
Actually, if I just keep doing this tactic of
Let's see here. A pickup, pick
10
me
stages in one go instead of 5, I'll probably have enough speedy shoes just to make it through the whole game. 7, yeah. The rest of the game, we just go. Just screw this crap and just go. Give me the money and see you later.
I'm out of here.
Actually, one of the quicker ways to grind is just go to the Nightosphere and just dash through the first few floors and you get like 800 monies by the 5th floor. Just hope. What they do is they throw bosses at you, and they're slightly harder every 5th floor. So you'd think, oh, you know, 50 floors instead of 100, so you're still gonna have to fight the all 10 bosses, right? No. They're thrown at you in a random order. But you can also fight the same one more than once. I got the damn prison break boss like 3 times in one run. And then another boss that I disliked 3 times in the same run. I was like, come on. Give me something different, please. Yeah. Curse sword! I don't know if it's better than this, but we're gonna take it anyway.
This what the old lady wanted?
We want to be frozen. There we go. Because normally the curse sword curses you, but freeze only lasts for a few seconds, and then it's gone, and then you're not cursed anymore. Oh, it is stronger than that. Okay, yeah, we're using the curse sword then. Until we find my battle axe. Plus it's purple. Purple and glowy and awesome, so... Hell yeah, let's use this. I actually like the look of Marceline using this thing. That's what they should do, that's what Finn should get next. Freaking purple sword. Although isn't he starting to get a prosthetic limb now? My friend mentioned that. All of Finn's alternate forms have had prosthetic limbs, and now Finn himself is starting to lose one of his arms. Don't quote me on that, because again, I haven't actually watched the show in a while, but that's what he said. Finn's starting to
Ooh, be something
lose an
good.
arm. Wish Orb. It's an alright item. It ups the power of your sub-items. Which is great for Marceline, since her default attack isn't worth upgrading. It's just not strong enough. Flame Princess is who you would want to upgrade her base attack. Ah, dang it, we need to find a switch. That's right. We're at the point where doors can start to be locked. And then the way to unlock them is to find the switch somewhere in the stage. It's always, as you're dashing through, you want to hit any switches you find. That's right. And just keep opening the map and look for any, the red squares or switches. Bubble soap, that's all you find later on. Hello, hallway full of crap. How's it going?
Might as well.
Whee! I have an orbiter. There we go. Now we leave.
This is starting to get on my nerves.
Now I'm wondering, will this wear off? Or am I stuck?
That's a wrap.
Regardless, to the next floor. So I'm honestly kind of surprised they never updated any of the problems in this game, not once. I mean, it's a full-on console game now. It's something they easily could update. No,
What should I get with this?
they just don't care that much. They know they made a pile of crap and they're just gonna leave it that way. Which is... electric enemy died from electric damage. Which is the reason I really don't like Way Forward. I mean, sure, their games are good and everything, but when it comes to something like Adventure Time, no, we don't have to care. We don't have to put any effort into it.
A pick-up, pick-me-up.
I'm just gonna hope the switch isn't over there. The door isn't always locked, but you never know until you find it. So it's always good to just hit those switches. I think floor 60 onward is where the game starts being a lot nicer with treasure. Like I said, when I was grinding, I kept doing floors 80, 81 to 85 over and over again. Because when you beat a boss, that stage is just replaced by a normal stage, so it's extra potential for monies.
Nice.
It was such a boring process, though. Just playing those stages over and over and over again to get all the achieves. It takes so long. This one's a key lock, I think. Yeah.
What should I get with
Also,
this?
no, this is not going to wear off.
I'm out of here.
This music's creepy.
Nice.
Ah! Stupid deer.
Let's see here.
Those things later on have an uncanny knack of charging at you when they're off screen, which is really annoying because the final versions of them move so fast they can't possibly
Might
react.
as well.
Oh really? They're making me use a key? Screw you too. You're just going along, minding your own business, all of a sudden, deer! Just right in your face. Wow, so many of these. What the heck? Poison. Not gonna freeze me again? There we go. The two worst status effects are poison, because it lasts for freaking ever, and I don't know what it's called, weakness or something, but it constantly drains
Ooh,
your
something good.
imagination meter, and it never wears off. Only way to
Oh,
cure it is to
thank
get a different curse or pick up some Cyclops tears. Which sucks because imagination abilities are like one of the few useful things you have at your disposal. Depending on your character. Jake's aren't that great. The animation for Jake's is also way too long. He calls Lady and she does something. Give him an item, or I don't even know what her last one was, I forget. Or her second one heals you of
Let's
status
see
ailments,
here.
which I guess can be useful.
Ooh, be something good.
Come on, what was that?
Guess it'll have to do.
His animation doesn't finish unless he collides a solid object. And when you are opening a chest, you do not count as a solid object.
Pick me up. What should I get with this?
Oh, door isn't unlocked. Let's go get to the...
Pick me up.
Wait, door isn't locked.
What should I get with this?
And I have so many games on the go that I just, like, stop playing. I play Final Fantasy VIII on Steam, but I just... I don't know, everyone's like...
What should I get with
That,
this?
Final Fantasy VIII was always in Final Fantasy VII Shadow. I enjoyed Final Fantasy VII. I played through that on Steam. You know, definitely not my favorite. The game is definitely overhyped. I suppose you could say the same thing about Final Fantasy VI. Like, what did KY say? Saying Final Fantasy VI is better than Final Fantasy VII is the new saying Final Fantasy VII is the best Final Fantasy. But it's true, like, if you played Final Fantasy VI, it's such a better game, like, oh my goodness. Final Fantasy VII doesn't even compare. My only problem with 6 is that there's, oh really? There's just so much to learn. Wow, so many of those. There's too much to learn in Final Fantasy VI. It just, I get so, overwhelmed. Every single character has a gimmick. And some are just, you know, they can use this special ability or they're good with this type of equipment or whatever. But then you have people like Gao and Sabin. I don't know his English name. Maybe that is it. No, Sabin's the. I don't remember all their names. The guy you meet in the mountains, and he's like he's a brawler guy. His little button commands, I can never get those down.
Nice.
And And yeah, Final Fantasy VI, like as a game, it was just so good. 7 was fun, and you know, a lot of people, maybe not a lot, but like I've heard a few people like, oh, I don't like any of the characters, they're all whiny and everyone's so depressed and everything. I didn't think so. I mean, they all had their reasons for being depressed. And it's funny because every single problem in that game was caused by Dr. Hojo. That amused me. Just that one guy being a dick caused every single issue in that game. Even if he didn't directly cause it. Many of them he did directly cause, but a lot of which he didn't, but he still had an influence on it, which is like, wow. If it wasn't for this guy, everything would have been fine. There, right there, that's an example of these assholes just
What should I get with this?
deciding to charge when you can't even see them, and then it's just like, by the time you do, it's like, what do you do?
Might as well.
I mean, if you're playing as any other character and you react quick enough, you can block them, but Marceline has no such luck. I find one of those guys, they just hit me. It's like, next game. God dang, there's so many of these.
I'll take that.
But yeah, Final Fantasy VIII. Okay, one thing at a time. Final Fantasy VII. I like the characters. Yuffie especially. I freaking love Yuffie. She was in my final party. It was Cloud, Sid, and Yuffie. I don't like the hatred everyone. Again! We have proof that this game's BS. There you go, firsthand. I don't like how everybody hates Yuffie. I didn't think her useless at all. Kate Sith, I'll admit, was pretty bad. I didn't enjoy him at all, but Yuffie was great. I don't know why everybody hates Yuffie so much.
Nice.
Yeah, in Final Fantasy VIII, I'm definitely enjoying the characters. I had only known Selphie from Kingdom Hearts, so the original girl is quite fun, very hyperactive
Cool.
and
A
everything.
key.
She's like Yuffie, but a little older. And oh, goodness, these enemies.
Might as well.
Quistis is pretty cool. Renoa I just got. I think that's the last thing I did was that train scene. Where you fight the fake ambassador or whatever.
Lame.
And I'm just not enjoying the game. I can't really judge the story too much because I'm not that far into the game. It's just really weird right now. You know, typical Final Fantasy, it starts out and it's kind of like, what the hell are we doing? This is so weird.
Nice.
And
What should I get with this?
but yeah, just what everything they did with how levels work and the whole magic system with the Guardian forces and it's just also confusing. And I'm just like, I'm sure if I took the time to learn all this, it would be, you know, I might enjoy it, but I don't know. It's
Be
just,
something
it
good.
just seems incredibly overly complicated. I find it hard to keep myself interested in that game. I'm gonna check how long we've been running. One sec.